Hi, welcome to my Let's Play of Saga Frontier. My name on the internet is Treble0096, but you guys can just call me Nick. Everyone calls me Nick. It's my name. Uh, this is my first Let's Play, and I'm having a bit of a trouble deciding which character to choose here, so let me just, talk a little bit here while I decide. Uh, I would like to point out that I am playing this on a Vista computer, which means that I'm having a bit of a trouble with the sound compatibility, which means you guys are probably not going to be able to hear the sound from the game. If I can get that fixed, I will, but I think it's more important to have the microphone working and stable. You know what? I think I'm probably going to choose Emelia. She's her scenario is probably one of the easiest up until the last boss. Her last boss is actually quite difficult, but she's a good starting point, as the cursor starts on her when you click New Game. Okay, this game has a system where you save system data onto your memory card, and what it does is it allows you to keeps track of things like your battle rank at the end of your at the end of a scenario, which I'll get more into battle rank in a minute, and the scenarios you've completed. And when you've completed all 7 scenarios, the last character you play with will go to a developer's room, and you get to talk with all of these different the developers, and you can fight any final boss in the game with the last character you fought. So if you're playing with, like, say, T260, you can fight Emelia's last boss, or you can fight Ricky's last boss with Red. This is an interesting thing because they ask you, your astrological sign and your blood type, and there is a one of those rumors on the internet that your skill learning capabilities are dictated by the choices you make on there. Like if you make a certain choice, you'll learn fighting skills easier. I really don't think that's the case. I think that's just one of those things someone put there out on the internet and thought it would be funny when people latch onto it. Okay, I'm not going to rename Emelia. I'll try to leave the text boxes up there long enough for you guys to read it. The stories in these games are pretty sparse. There's hints of some deeper stuff there, but unfortunately, budgetary constraints cause this game to be a little budgetary constraints compounded by the fact that all the characters are meant to be a little more generic, so that because there's 7 of them, cause the game to be a little shallow in some points in terms of story. That young lady right there walking is Annie. She is a wonderful character, and she joins your party. She's probably I would say the second best swordswoman in the game. The first one being Gin. Unfortunately, he is rather... You get him kind of late in Emelia's scenario for him to be of any super use. You only get him really early enough in Ricky and T260's scenario. Emelia herself has a tendency to go towards to use gun skills, and she's got some decent magic casting skills, but she, being a main character, learns will learn pretty much anything you give her. Like, I could make her straight martial artist if I want to, and I have before. It's martial arts is probably uh, martial arts in this game is just amazing. The swords, don't get me wrong, are good, but the ultimate move for swords, Life Sprinkler, is just so hard to learn. It is just so much easier to learn the DSC, and DSC does way more damage, but the bad thing about DSC is it cannot combo. Of course, it doesn't necessarily need to combo because it can do upwards to 10 to 20,000 points of damage to a final boss. Oh, look, there's the warden. He becomes an important well, not necessarily important, but you have to come find him in another scenario. Ricky, which we'll get to that later. Basically, he's saying you have 5 minutes to break out of your things. No one will stop you. Just stay away from the guards. Which the 5 minutes thing is kind of bullcrap. You get as long as you need to get out. The young lady with the purple hair is Lisa. She is the best martial artist in the game. She learns martial arts moves like it's no tomorrow. And many consider her the quintessential melee fighter in this game. Alright, I now finally have control of my characters after the little intro there. We're in the Despair Sewers underneath Emelia's jail cell. And let you look at the characters. This is Emelia. She's a human. I'll get more into race types later on when we actually get some people in our party that are not human. She has no skills, and the only equipment she's wearing is a silk shirt and some leather boots. But I'll change that because you start with a bit of extra equipment. Give her the backpack because the backpack allows you to access any item that you're carrying. As you can see, Emelia is severely lacking in stats compared to her friends. But that's okay, I'll go ahead and save. Don't worry about that, that was just a test playthrough. You can walk and run, and I'm going to do my best to avoid unnecessary random battles, but I'll get into one here so you guys can see how they work. The reason I say I want to avoid unnecessary random battles is mainly because this game toys with a system to make the battles more difficult as you gain in strength. And you don't get XP in this game, you get stat boosts based on what you do in battle. If you do something that's physical, you gain physical stats. If you do something magical, you gain magical stats. Most of the time you get an HP boost. But basically, wait, you don't go that way. That way's the dead end. But after X number of battles, you have a hidden stat called a battle rank, and the battle rank goes up, and you move up to a new tier of enemies, which can make things quite difficult. Okay, if you come down here, there is actually a bazooka